Hello, welcome back. We got another GBO2 video for you today. And today we have the Hambrabi. I am fairly certain I've done a Hambrabi video before. I'm going to be shocked if I haven't. But it's a cool suit, and I was glad to take it out again, since it's been a while. So here it is again. It's one I don't take out super often anymore, and one I don't see other people taking out super often anymore, as it's one that's been in the game for a while at this point. I believe it is maybe like the second transforming suit that was added to the game. I don't quite remember in what order the transforming suits were added, but I do know it was a very early one. I don't think it was the first one, but it was a very early one regardless. It also still has the lowest boost costs to transforming, which allows you to do some really fun maneuvers with it that you can't necessarily do as much with some of the other ones. But you see, like usual on this map, we're having this sort of ring around the rosy thing starting to form up, where everyone just kept revolving and left our support to die. And I was trying to do... I maybe could have done more. Got a great downswing on him around the corner, by the way. He wasn't ready for that. I thought he was closer and didn't get that other follow-up swing, unfortunately. And now I'm in a bit of a tricky spot here, but we did manage to clip with the beam bayonet. I love the range on the beam bayonet, but ultimately we still got taken down by the other guys in the area. This is part of why I take it out a little bit less than I probably should, is because it is a very soft target. So it tends to drop pretty easily. It's one you really have to, well, properly hit and run with. You have, with the ability to transform the way it has, you can, I'm going to demonstrate some of that right here, actually. Get up into the air really easy. You can see it's got that minimal boost requirement. Do some quick moves, drop down, still have boost to maneuver, get my damage where I can. Should not have moved up there, by the way. That downswing should have been obvious, or not should have, it was obvious. And I should have realized what was going on instead of getting hit here. But instead we're going to get hit, but then get back up, move in on him. He pulled back to try and not be in the middle of my entire team, but ultimately it did not avail him too much, as I was able to move in, catch him off guard with my downswing, with my, sorry, not the downswing, but the range of that beam bayonet. But we couldn't survive too much longer, again, because of that weaker armor. I'm trying to think of how I could have survived that. Probably just not tried to pursue him directly like that, but pulled off to the side out of the main line of fire. We probably still got a stun on him, though, if I'm going to be honest, since so the uncharged shots for the beam rifle stun in two, typically. And the one shot hit, I don't know if that second shot hit, but it did look like it did, but ultimately it didn't really matter. We're going to once again jump into Wave Rider form and chase down a target. I think I might have clipped him with the boost. That's pretty awesome. He did stun us, but thank goodness we have allies to back us up in this case, and that ultimately ended up being his undoing. With our allies stunning him like that, it meant he couldn't follow up with melee. Very happy for that. I'm now flying out trying to get more attack positions. Got that stun with the rapid fire. I love moving in with the rapid fire like that, but unfortunately we're now going to get hit by a downswing. I tried to do a swing, but ultimately still got taken down. It looked like I was out of boost there, so I was thinking, I watched this back a little bit while I was editing down some of the extra content because of the way the way the capture works. I have a little bit of extra on the little ends I cut out. But anyway, I was thinking I should have tackled there, but as it turns out, it looked like I was out of boost and couldn't anyway. Right here, I should have tackled for sure. I got taken down because I did not tackle. Well, probably because I didn't tackle, because then if it didn't take, I still would have gotten taken down anyway. But regardless, I pulled out another saber, went to do a swing, and as you can see, it didn't pan out for me. I should have gone with a tackle, probably would have gotten the counter at that point and survived that interaction. But as things stand, we got outplayed there, which is unfortunate, but it happens. We learn from those, or we should learn from those, I should say, and start to build up better muscle memory, which we won't. I can pretty much promise you we're going to still try and make the same mistakes. Once again, facing down the GPO2, though, that interesting that I keep coming face to face with that one so much, but we're trying to track that one down, especially since it is off. We should have done a side swing there. Missed with that side swing, sadly. Trying to get a swing on it. We did hit, which is interesting. Maybe that one probably should have also been a tackle. I'm not sure what I thought I was swinging at there. Maybe I didn't realize the GPO2 was down. But that swing, well, okay, that swing probably didn't do us in. It was probably not having boost. We were probably going to be taken down regardless. Yeah, I take quite a few deaths in this match. Not ideal. Honestly, not ideal. It partially comes from having a lower armor suit like the Hambrabi, but again, as I was saying earlier as well, that's why you really have to get in a good hit and run rhythm with this. You really have to be good at isolating targets, because once you do, it will rip a target apart if you know how to combo your attacks. But yeah, isolate targets, run when you're outmaneuvered. And I keep doing this here. I'm very upset I got hit by this tackle, by the way. That very annoying. And that's ultimately not quite going to cost us another life, but almost did. That was bad. Yeah, hit and run. Run when you're being surrounded. Isolate targets, rip them apart. Go after guys like this who have their back to you. Get good with that distancing, because like anything that has a longer range like that, it will absolutely catch people off guard. And then the downswing on that is fantastic. That was just such a good combo. He should have turned around to fight me, probably, but he did not. Now, this one was frustrating, because we got that tackle. That's why he fell over like that. But probably because of the nature of latency, I'd assume, the damage still went through anyway, even though we landed that tackle. And again, you could see that knockdown. That was the result of that tackle connecting, but the reason we didn't get the full animation was because he also dealt damage at the same time, resulting in my death happening simultaneously to the tackle taking. Frustrating. That's supposed to be negated damage at that point. That's how that system's supposed to work. Some of the online interactions just end up a little bit odd. It happens. It's something you do have to get used to, unfortunately. Again, we are fighting that GPO2. That just happens constantly. I really need to be... I'm glad I switched to it, but I really need to be moving in with... I cannot believe he missed that. With the beam lance? Lance. The beam bayonet? The beam bayonet needs to be my primary because of that... Or not my primary, but my primary opener because of that range, right? Because I can manage to throw people off like that. And now we're going to see some of the fun little things you can do with comboing, but unfortunately we landed the hit, but he still got his tackle off because I guess his boost recovered, and I guess he has double dodge roll. I don't actually know that suit, so didn't know he could do that, or I would have been more cautious. I thought he was out of boost after doing the dodge roll, the back step. So I moved in assuming I would be safe to just continue comboing, and got tackled for it. I still got the hit, so I'm a little bit annoyed the tackle took. Hey, just like what happened to us earlier, actually, but in reverse. Regardless. That shot sank right into an ally. I'm trying to do my best to try and occupy enemy team, get some damage where I can, while also not sticking my neck out too far, because at this point, the match is very close to an end, as I was saying, and I don't want to cost us too many points right at the very end like that. The scores are pretty close. I kind of wish I'd moved in sooner, but I was worried about losing more points at this point in the match, which would have not been ideal. We wouldn't have lost, but it still wouldn't have been great. It's not something I wanted to risk. So as you can see, we got a good amount of kills. We got a good amount of kills. We did a good amount of damage, but we also took a lot of damage, lost a lot of suits, which kind of offset us. It put us on a lower ranking than we could have had, or I guess I could have had, if I didn't lose so many suits. If I had played better, been better at the hit and run aspect, not gotten picked apart. I had a bunch of incidents where I got hit by a second enemy, which happens a lot when you're trying to be aggressive with a raid too. You really got to learn how to do your best to position yourself so that happens less. If you have two enemies, which this isn't always going to work anyway, people are still going to get around, but if you position one enemy in front of the other, that can kind of help absorb some of the stun shots usually. Again, a good player is going to get around that anyway and still hit you and move in. So it's really tricky to do that sort of 2v1. Not impossible. And it depends partially on the suit, too. Some suits are way better at it. But it is tricky. It's not an ideal situation. But regardless, that's the end of that video for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.